All right, guys, I'm back. I'm live. Here's what happened with the Facebook group. We're with Bill Crane. Hopefully, here in a second, Bill Crane's going to jump on with Andrew Gavin. We had some technical difficulties with BeLive.tv. Now we're jumping back on with the Blue Jeans Network. Hopefully, that'll work out better for everybody. And Bill Crane, I just sent you the link to the Blue Jeans with Andrew Gavin. So hopefully you guys can both jump back onto that real quick. If you guys can't, then I can't. I don't know what to tell you at this point. I'm going to switch gears just a tad here a second. If I can see the questions here as we go live. And hopefully you guys can jump on real quick. If you can't jump on, we're screwed as we go along.
How simple.
But it could be my damn system too.
This is.
Hey, what do you know? Andrew Gavin's in the house.
See, look, what did I do? I just want you guys to know. All I did, click, click, click. There's no magic here.
Yeah, but I don't see you. Where's your camera at?
Me? I'm right here.
I don't. You're just a voice at this point. You're up in the left hand side. You're just a voice.
Really? Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Where's the settings over here? Let's look. Go back. Wait, that's my. You guys been looking at before. Let's find audio.
I sent it to Bill again. Can Bill jump on?
It says my camera's disabled. What's up with that? Give me camera access.
And we're having Wi-Fi issues. I sort of can't wait to move into my own house to get my business Comcast again.
Hold on.
I'm so sorry. I may put this on a hiatus until I get better internet and Wi-Fi. I guess it's all internet Wi-Fi. Until I get better Wi-Fi. It's driving me absolutely insane that I can't have Wi-Fi. God. Oh, Jessica Carter, you survived the hurricane. Hurricana. Hey, drive down by my house in Punta Gorda to make sure it's still standing for me, would you? I need to know. I need an assistant to just be, oh, son of a gun. There we go. We're having all sorts of issues here tonight. Hey, Earl.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Shh. Okay, I think he knows. I gotta go. That's it.
What do I know? You're in the house. You're in the house.
Where's Dave? Where's Bill?
I sent him the new link.
God. Oh my God. This is comedy. So I just oh my God. All right. What are your questions? Let me answer the questions you had for Bill. And I'll pretend like I'm Bill.
Okay. So the other day I was talking to an agent. She's fairly new.
Okay.
And she has 4 problems. She has 4 issues. 4 issues. Gosh, I haven't.
Go slow. Go slow. Calm down.
I have a client texting me, so give me a second.
Oh my God! All right, so 4 things. Let's all guess what they are. She not getting support from her broker. She
that could be one of them.
Doesn't have enough leads or business. She doesn't feel confident about doing her contracts.
But really, it breaks down into 4 general areas. Are you ready for this?
4 of them.
4 general areas. Experience.
Okay.
Location.
What? Come on. Well, you are stopped.
4 issues. Oh God.
Oh my God. You're gone again. Let's go back on.
I'm here. So we have 4 main issues.
Yes.
experience,
Okay.
location,
Okay.
competition,
Okay.
and company. So
Wait,
yes,
why?
she's claimed she's not getting support from her company, and this is someone not
Okay.
this is someone not this is someone not that's not that does not work for us, does not work for me.
Okay. What does the
Okay.
company have to do with it though? The
Well, she's
company
feel like
now.
she feel like she's not getting the support.
So if I was Bill Crane right now, I would say the company doesn't matter about it because it's about her and her own skills and her confidence level in herself. The company doesn't do anything for her. So that's what he would say. And he would say, "Buy my book."
Well, you'd always say buy my book.
What else? What else? Okay, so company. What is the problem with? You said she doesn't feel she expertise or
Well,
experience.
experience. I mean, I broke them down into 4 areas. I mean, this is the 4 areas that she really thinks she lacks. Oh, by the way, I see her drinking Coke with zero sugar.
Yes, is
So the other night,
that a
I
problem?
got home. The other night, I got home. Bill Crane's coming
Yes.
in the room.
Oh,
I put a
wait,
Coke with zero sugar.
wait, hold on, look. Is it gonna happen? Is it
Am
gonna
I
happen?
there?
I think he's look.
You're still black. You're all black. Wait, well, he
Turn
disappeared
on your
again.
video.
Am I
All
now?
right, later. Oh, now he's up there. He's up there. Wait,
I'm up here. He's over
this
there.
is crazy. Now he's gone. Like, stop it.
So anyway, I'll finish the story while Bill's trying to log on here real quick. I think he's
Can't
having
figure out.
internet
He
issues.
doesn't. He can't figure out where he wants to sit.
So I got home the other night and I had a Coke with zero sugar in the 20-ounce bottle, and I put it in the freezer, and I forgot
Uh-oh.
about it. I forgot about it. The next morning, it was still liquid. Even when I opened it up, it did not turn to slush. It was just still liquid. So they put something in Coke
No
with zero
way.
sugar.
Like it
So
didn't freeze at all.
did not freeze at all, but it was the coldest Coke I've had in my entire life.
Oh my God. Okay, so like what where is Bill? Like he's in like I feel like he's like in like
He's teasing us.
it's like he's in the poltergeist space. Like we can hear him. Go turn on your TV on one of the snow channels and see if we can hear him. Bill, run to the light. Run to
I
the
don't hear
light,
him at
Bill.
all.
Like he's stuck somewhere. I see he's got his microphone on mute somehow. This is awesome. It's so great.
This is nuts.
This is so awesome. Go on.
Yeah, I'm so sick of my internet.
It's not you,
I
it's
think my
Bill.
daughter's messing with me. She's getting on the internet just to listen to me. Yeah, but I'm freezing up now at this point, and this show is slowly grinding. Go to the light, Bill.
I'm trying. I don't get it.
Okay. We'll have to do this again next week. I think. I'm afraid
What? You're quitting?
because
Don't
I've
be
had bad internet all day. I've had horrible internet all day. I'm not quitting. I'm not
No,
quitting.
well,
I'm not a quitter.
Before you quit, what did you
Bill
tell
will
this?
quit. Come
What
back.
did you tell this agent? How did you help her? Like this.
I haven't helped her yet.
What are you gonna?
I told her experience. I don't want to use I don't want to use fake it till you make it because I hate that term fake it till you make it.
Well, how? That's the only
There's
thing
too
you
many
can do
agents
with
fake it
lack
till they
of
make it.
experience, though.
Yeah, but there's a level of faking it till you're making it. You only do so much.
Oh, look at him, it's like a little baby Bill Crane. Look at him. Yep, here he is. Da, da, da. Oh, now we got a little Dave. Dude, what happened? You're like, look at this guy. He's in like a studio somewhere.
You guys don't have a studio? I got my patriotic gear on.
Look at that.
September 11th.
When I get to the new office in the new house, I will have my own studio.
Oh man, here we go. you gonna get internet? Let's just get internet for you. All right, we're off. See what happens now.
I'm pretty sure after all that, like nobody's tuned in, so we can talk about whatever we want.
We still have 13 people watching at this point, including us.
Yeah, because
Where's
it's
the
like
internet?
watching a train wreck on the side of a freeway.
Oh yeah, they're all waiting for me to fail at some point.
That's right. Good. Look at all the comments, man. This might be your most downloaded show ever. We haven't even talked about anything.
Yeah.
Did you guys post the new link? I got people messaging me saying, "Where the heck are you now?"
Yeah, I had we went to Blue Jeans because you couldn't get on to Be Live, so I had to go to Blue Jeans.
Okay, so how do
But
I
if
post?
but if they go to the group, they'll find us in the group.
I don't know, man. I think I like being a guest on your Blue Jeans site. I like it better here. The one thing I don't like is that we can't go side to side. That's one thing I do like about the Blue Jeans or the Be Live, the side by side. Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
hold on a minute. What did I do here?
We got four. Look, wait. God, that is a sexy voice. Be Live, the side by side. Oh, here we go.
Oh, hold on a minute. What am I doing?
I don't know. Whoa. Stop it.
Ah.
Oh my god! You got to start using Zoom.
I
Is that better?
think Zoom might be the better one. I feel like it's just more robust. Both of these are,
The nice
they're
thing
kind
about
of
Zoom is all you do is click a button and it works. You don't
Right.
have to download anything. It just works.
On Zoom?
yeah.
I'll give it a shot next week. Next week we'll do this live on Zoom.
It's the same.
via
It's the same.
Zoom.
Well, it's $50 a month to be able to go to live stream, but you get a whole bunch of other stuff to do webinars or live chats and stuff.
So it's $100 a month.
You get a bunch more.
Well, you can actually. I think you can go for 20. Is it 20? Maybe it's 50 if you live stream. But you can have up to like 50 people on a camera.
Right.
Yeah, I can have a crap ton on this one right now.
Yeah.
Is that?
So I get
so
I
I know
more.
So a few is 3. How many people is a crap ton?
I
At
think
least 10.
Yeah. And that would be a record.
Okay. Yep. So a crap ton is less than a dozen.
Yeah.
At least less than a dozen.
A few is 3. How many people is a crap ton?
So Bill.
And that would be a record.
Yep.
Who's got his live at this point?
You've got the. Oh, now we're back to Bill.
You're the host,
Move
man.
around. Let me see if I can move around. and grab
So
it.
Bill. So I was talking to an agent the other day who does not work for my company. So if any of my company's listening, it's not them that I'm talking about. And
Okay. A KW agent. Let's be honest. Is it a KW agent?
It is not a KW agent. I had an agent complain the other day about her lack of business. Her complaints boiled down to 4 excuses. Four excuses.
Four.
One of them was that the leads suck, right?
Well, leads always suck.
That's not true. Every lead
Patel?
is equal.
You give me Patel? Name the movie.
No idea.
4.
So it boiled down to four excuses: lack of experience, location, competition, and company. That's what I narrowed down her four complaints to right there. Was like location, experience, competition, and company.
It's got to be the company.
I'm getting hurt or my freezing again.
Yeah, you're freezing, man. Did they not?
I hate this. I'm hating internet. I can't wait to move.
So think about this. In that, like, Bill, would you agree with me? So she can't do anything about her competition because they're out doing whatever they want. The company she works for is doing whatever they want. So
Yeah.
of those 4, what can she actually control?
It didn't sound like she controlled any of those 4. She's focused on the wrong things. What were the 4, Dave? The competition, the company, location.
Experience, and experience.
Well, experience, you fake it till you make it, right?
Oh,
I hate that term, though. I mean, I really do. I mean, because I never had to fake it till I make it because I kind of had experience when I walked into the front door, first day real estate. I had experience because I was a mortgage guy.
Yeah, you right? But not everybody's
Right.
Dave Woodson. Yeah,
Thank God.
I mean, she said she doesn't have the experience. So,
she's not getting the experience because she's not getting the leads or she's not getting the swings of the bat.
The swings at the bat are easy. I mean, how many for sale by owners and expireds does she drive by on the way to the office to complain that she didn't get a swing at the bat?
True.
Well, that's what I try to tell her. How many expireds did you call today? How many for some owners did you call today?
So Dave,
yes,
in
sir.
the last dozen clients you've worked with, how many of those have you actually had to prove your experience? Because I'm going to say 0 for me.
I'm going to say probably maybe 15, 20%.
So 3.
Maybe. Yeah, 3. And that was just because they didn't know me.
Okay.
And I may have been a referral to them. And so they wanted to hear about the homes they sold, things like that. So I kind of had to show them, I had to drop my pants a little bit. I had to show them how good I was.
It's like, wow. So, Bill, well, if you were gonna in that situation to show experience of your ability to get this property sold, what would Dave want to present to that client? How would he want to go about that?
Well, there's a lot of ways to do it. First of all, I mean, she's going to have to go through some training. If she doesn't know what to say and how to say it, it's going to be impossible for her to show that she's got experience, especially when she's acknowledging that she doesn't have any experience. The only way to get some is for her to go to a training or get a coach that can transfer some of their experience to her. And then she's going to have to practice her pitch, whether it's at the door, the kitchen table, a listing presentation, a buyer presentation, whatever the case may be. Agents' biggest problem at every experience level is not knowing what to say.
Absolutely.
So, she can't just go knock on the door and not know what to say. I mean, I don't know if your office has training, but if it doesn't, then send her to Downers Grove on Thursday. I think I told you about that event.
You did, and what time does it start?
It's like 11:30 to 1:30.
I told you I probably had something going on that day. I absolutely do. My mom's having surgery.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on with me that day. So, or I would absolutely be there because Downers Grove is right in my backyard.
So I have a question. So in this situation, talking about experience, Bill, would you believe or agree that part of a big portion of not being experienced would come out in not knowing what words to say?
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't seem, comfortable and confident with what you're delivering, the message that you're delivering, nobody's going to believe that you're experienced, even if you are. I mean, that's actually part of a problem in this industry too. I've seen people that have been in the business for 20 years, but after talking to them for 10 minutes and asking them what they do, you'd never guess that they've been in the business for as long as they have, because they're with every single time. They're not practicing. They're not trying to come up with, this is what my business offering is. People don't like canned presentations, but guess what? Your presentation is canned no matter what. And it doesn't matter if if you're learning it from me or another trainer or from your broker, or if you're just making it up on your own. But the people who are making up on their own, in large part, are stumbling on their words, and that translates to a lack of confidence. Lack of confidence translates to a lack of experience. You have to be able to ensure the people that when they hire you, their home is going to list when they list their home with you, it's going to sell fast. It's going to sell for top dollar. There's going to be very little to no hassle. You're going to put more money in their pocket. You're going to make their move easier, remove all the stress.
So the cool thing about our industry, when the way you describe that, which I agree with, is, and this is probably everyone's going to leave, but the idea of practicing scripts. And I know scripts itself is a bad word, because what comes with scripts is work and the potential to be embarrassed, to say something wrong in front of your peers, that, but to answer any of our real estate questions, the meat of the answer is going to be the same, and it's going to be, you might change it around, but the easiest way to do that, I think, is learn a script so well that you can relay that message in your own terms.
Jessica Carter uses scripts on her husband. They work.
They do work. They work for dating. They work for listing. They work for anything.
I mean, you don't have to have. You just got to know. It doesn't have to be a script per se. You just got to know what to say every time. You got to know what situation is. If a first owner wants to knock you down on commission, or knock you down on a fee that you charge, or knock you down on a listing link or something like that. You always got to know what to say next. And if you don't, if you start stammering and stuttering, you're dead in the water.
Right, but so that's what Bill's saying is practice. And so
but we are an industry of amateurs. We do not practice anything. We don't read our contracts. We don't practice scripts. We don't get out and talk to people. We sit and wait for the damn phone to ring every day. We don't practice anything.
Absolutely.
When Merriweather fought the other guy, you think they both started training a couple days before? They were training months before.
Yeah, they've been training for years and years and years. They've been preparing their entire life. And you're dead on with that. Our industry doesn't want to practice, but it's not just our industry. I mean, I'm working with people outside of real estate. It's every industry. And the internet in every industry has given people this illusion that I can put an ad on Facebook, or I can subscribe to Zillow or any other lead service, and they're just going to sign up with me. But the problem is agents are afraid to make phone calls. And I don't know why they think that if they're afraid to call a for sale by owner, they're afraid to call expired, they're afraid to call on a sign call. What makes them think that they're going to have the balls to call on a Zillow lead? And then they spend $1,000 a month, and they say that Zillow sucks. When how do they even know if they suck? Because they never called anyone back.
Well, I'll give you this, but Bill, I don't like calling by owners. I just don't. It's just not my wheelhouse. It's just something I just don't want to waste my time with. I didn't know they're going to be a difficult sale. I know they want to sell their home. I mean, that's a given right there. I just never, and I don't want to say it's a comfort issue for me. It's not that at all, because we all know right now if I get a Zillow lead, I'm picking the damn phone up right now and making that call. I mean, I got one Saturday morning on the way to get my brakes checked, and I told the guy, I'm getting my brakes fixed. I may or may not be able to show you a house today. Depends on how long it takes my brakes done. By 1 o'clock, I was showing him a $400,000 house.
Yeah. In most agents don't even do that. Most agents don't return calls. It's the biggest complaint in the industry. It's not just that they don't return our calls when we're calling on their properties. They don't return calls from buyers and sellers either. because
But at
they
the
don't.
same time, so we're talking about experience, and you can learn the meat and potatoes of this industry, and you can write up fake contracts all day long. You could put an hour in place to buy a new listing every single day of the week. That means you've now just written 5 contracts in a week. In a month, that would be 20. You could put an hour in place to, go over the language that you need to answer questions for a FISBO, an expired, a Zillow lead, and all of a sudden you've been doing that for at least 20 times. In an hour you're going to get there, it's going to be hundreds. In 2 months it's going to be, all of a sudden you have so much experience that you can't, like, you're like wheels are like spinning out, you're ready to freaking race. But instead we just wait, and I don't understand why.
People
Well,
don't.
it's they don't. I mean, they buy Zillow leads because they don't want to do call like Jessica just said. They don't want to call their sphere. They don't want to call by owners. They don't want to call expireds. And right
It's a
now, I'm not calling expireds because we have 5 a day, and they don't fit my criteria that the ones I want to call.
absolutely. And here it's a fantasy because here's the thing: they don't want to call for sale by owners and expireds. And Dave, you don't acknowledge that, and you're a good agent. But here's the thing: going to Zillow and clicking that they want information, by owners and expireds. Like people that are in the market. People that have a house to sell and they're looking for another house, and so they're all the same people. And I find that when most agents are soliciting for listings, they're looking to solve their problem. I need a listing. I need to pay my mortgage. I need to pay my car payment. So give me your listing. Instead of coming at it from a perspective of, I'm going to solve your problem. You have a home to sell. You have these agents that are driving you up the wall who are trying to take advantage.
Can you shut her up, please?
I'm the one that's here to help you, and I'm going to get your home sold. I'm going to solve that problem for you. And you're just not coming towards it from that perspective. And so then they're afraid. There's this movie with Chris Farley, Black Sheep, or something like that, or Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
He's he's always trying to over massage the lead, and he just screws everything up. I mean, I watch that movie once in a while because it's hilarious. That's what agents do because they don't know what to say, so they're nervous, they're hungry, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you're hungry, if you don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage next month, that's going to shine through, and you're going to have trouble. So it really comes down to training, coaching, accountability, and practice. Because even if you don't have the best script in the world, if you know what to say and it's going to come out in a way that is confident, it's going to work at a higher level than if you just have no idea what to say and you're stumbling and you're like, well, I don't know, and yeah, this whole issue is actually annoying to me because, we've got some of the trainers that are in this industry who've never even had real estate licenses, and they're selling accountability. And if their people ask them what to say, or like I saw someone today that was with one of those coaches in the group who said they wanted a refund, and they wouldn't give them one because she was in the area of $500,000 houses, and their coach's marketplace was $150,000. So she didn't know the coach didn't know what to tell her to make it happen. And I've heard that story from that same company over and over and over again. They hire agents. It's like their ascension model. They'll get you on coaching. You're in coaching for a little while. You never really do anything, but you've paid them 20 grand. So now you're a coach. And everybody today wants to be a coach. And if you've sold 1,000 homes, then great, go be a coach. But if you've been in the business for 10 years and sold 13 homes, I don't really think you should be a coach. It's the old saying, those who can do and those who can't teach. And that's become the norm, not only in this industry, but I mean, as we're watching our Facebook feeds all day long, it's like everybody's a coach. I mean, I've been waiting for when Dave and Andrew's coaching service is going to start coming across my feed, because it's like literally everyone is a coach today. And
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, it's you know, I don't think I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, like on some of that. Like I don't believe you have to sell 1,000 houses to be a good coach, and
no,
I don't think that if you've sold 1,000 houses, you it's 50-50 if you could be a good coach or not. So both of them kind of, you know, they're not the same, like, because there's good and bad teachers everywhere. I mean, I'm around teachers and educators all day long, and there's some really horrible ones, and they all went to the same school, got the same degrees, did everything, but some of them are great and some of them are horrible. And it goes back to how you process stuff. Are you a problem solver? Do you see big picture? Do you see, you know, tunnel vision of dumb stuff that's really about you? I mean, how can you've got to take this broad, you know, look at everything to help one person figure out what they've got to do. You know,
yeah,
in my last business, that's all I did. I developed one program for the country, and then I would go virtually state to state or territory to territory and tweak it, because what what worked great in California worked okay in New York.
right.
You make a little tweak and it worked great there, but then it didn't work in northern, you know, Oregon or Seattle or Florida. And that's the thing, is like all these things are just a little bit different, like almost like a dialect of the way we talk, or you know, anything like that. They're just little things. But I think, you know, what you're dealing with, Bill, is that all these coaches that, you know, are popping up, they're selling what we want is, you know, a silver
A
bullet,
buddy.
an easy silver bullet that I can buy. I want to get, you know, the refill. I want a full, you know, bunch of pills that I can take and be amazing at real estate. And they still don't even want to do the work, I think, you know, but
Well, they don't.
it's hard.
They want to
And
book ad and have people say, "Come list me."
no one does. I just we're not in that world anymore, you know. And there's just because there's just too many people. And I always go back to this. In my MLS, we have 22,000 agents.
Yep.
On average, we sell about 3,500 homes sell. So that's 7,000 side. Let's say that was just even, and you could, for whatever reason, you could only sell one house a month. There's still 14,000 people that didn't make any money that month. Now you got that desperation. What happens if you're not in the next group of 7,000? Then you're 2 months out. Then you're 3 months out. You know, how do you break that cycle? Especially now you're feeling desperate and you don't know what to say. And in that whole 3 months where you haven't had any work, well, you haven't decided to write a contract on your own to buy a house. So when you do get in front of someone, you're confident of how to do it. You haven't talked. Let's say the using the right language to work with buyers or sellers. So you're all of a sudden you're brand new again, even though you've been here for 6 months. You know, it's like nothing's happened because you've just been sitting here stale.
Yeah, that's the real estate roller coaster. You know, feast or famine, because people are taking what they get instead of going after what they want. And it's the same thing in my marketplace. We've got 45,000 agents. In any given year, there'll be about 120,000 sides. So it's like 2.4 deals per agent on average. I mean, who can pay their bills on that? And then, of course, there's plenty of agents that are selling, you know, 100 or hundreds of properties.
Yeah.
And, you know, so there's tons and tons of people that just aren't doing anything but taking up space.
Right.
But and then all those people that sell one house a year, you know, they're just taking a little piece out of the marketplace, and then that actually makes it more difficult for the people who are professional, who are going to do a good job for the consumer. but they've got to compete with that one guy that'll drop his pants because, and I know this from running a brokerage, and I interviewed the agents that only sold 1 or 2 houses a year, and they told me point blank, costing $1,500 a year to maintain my license. If I can sell 1 house a year, we can stay on Disney property when we go on vacation instead of having to stay off. I can't tell you how many people told me things like that. It's like they're in the business just so they can have a little bit better of a vacation. Their husband or their wife has a good job, and the realtor is just there for a few extra bucks, so they can go on a better vacation.
Outside of that, can you when you're interviewing an agent, can you tell who's going to make it or not? I mean, outside of them saying, "I just want to do this."
Not every time can you tell who's going to make it or not, but definitely sometimes you can tell when someone doesn't have a chance. Because they can't even.
What stands out?
They can't make it through the interview. They can't have a conversation with you on the interview. They're not going to be able to have one with a seller or a buyer.
Right. So do you think that you can train these people? Can you spot these agents early on in the interview and realize if you can train them or not? Now I know it's not 100%, but at the same time, and I know someone's going to say something, but let's use KW as an example.
But are you willing to train them?
What?
But are you willing to train them at that point?
Well, right. So that's what I'm saying. So let's use one of these brokerages that have 500 agents working in them, and they're all across the county, and they're showing every month they're showing 200 sides of transactions. There's 300 people in these places that aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Why isn't the conversation different? Of not, hey, did you pay your dues this week? Like, what can we do? Is this the right job for you? 3 and 4 months in, maybe it's something a broker should say is, hey, are you financially okay to work with clients? Thinking on the desperation point,
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with each individual broker's model, and traditionally, companies that have the desk fee, for example, have higher production because they have to pay a bill no matter what. And
I like that idea.
Companies they have a decent split and a cap, a lot of times have lower production because there's no incentive of any kind for them to help the agent make more money, because once they're able to make, let's say, 100 grand or 80 grand, whatever the cap is, the broker gets no more money. Now, there are companies like Keller Williams who have adopted a coaching model so that they've got their program so that then once somebody's capping, then they go into coaching, which costs money. But I don't know if the broker makes money on that or if it's just.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Not sure how that works exactly. But as far as I know, Remax has been the highest average production for a long, long, long time, and their production started to slip when they started getting rid of the desk fee only model and giving people splits or reduced desk fee, and they started to dilute a little bit because they wanted a more market share. I think because Keller Williams snuck up right behind them and then passed them as the biggest company in the world. But they're all.
Do you think that all this free stuff that agents are getting from wherever, free training, free all this, you can don't pay for a coach, watch his YouTube videos, get your broker's training, all these things, get a free desk, because that's what's happening. All these new boutique brokerages get a free website, get a free this, get a free that, get a free this. We have, as an agent, we have no skin in the game. So If I fail, oh well. And I came out of owning a retail business, 5 years ago, and at any given day of the week, I was on the hook for $350,000 of inventory,
Yeah.
and that's before I've even paid my lease, or my employees or my electric bill. I mean, a $250 desk fee is a joke if you want to run a business, and I still had the same marketing costs of everyone else.
We recently had a person leave our company to go to another company because they took pictures of the house and gave free marketing materials. And I was like, I don't know your split, but I'm pretty sure I know your split. If you'd have just took the difference and paid for your own pictures and paid for your own marketing, be making more money.
Yeah.
But he wanted
Right.
something free. They wanted something free, not he.
And that's one of the brokers' models too. They want a bunch of agents in there that are just going to do a handful of deals a year, but they get 300, 400, 500 agents, and for the
that's the MLS model. We learn from the top down. That's the MLS model. We want as many agents in there as possible to keep paying the salaries. People who don't do much. I gotta watch what I say. I'm on the board of directors here locally.
But so I kind of pick on brokers a lot, and maybe that's my thing. I don't know, but as a broker, if you look at your roster and my name, I'm one of your agents, your 500 agents, and you're looking, well, Andrew hasn't sold a property in 4 months.
That's about right.
Is he capable of going out to help this next person based on our broker reputation? I mean, that's a fair question that should be asked.
Should be asked, but the brokers have the same problems that the agents do. They don't want to be tough on their customers because they know they'll leave and go somewhere else and work with somebody who won't be tough on them. And so whether it's an agent who's afraid to tell the seller what the seller needs to hear, it's the same difference. And it's kind of a joke in the industry. What do you do with an agent who can't sell? You make him a broker. And
hey, I'm a broker.
Coach.
We're all brokers
Coach.
in Indiana.
Coach.
Coach.
You make him a coach too. If they can't even run a brokerage, then you make them a coach.
So how does it? I mean, honestly, so how does we've been talking about all the problems, which is we could be on here for days, but what's some of the solutions to some of this stuff? How does a new agent get going? Like what? And I always think of the problem a lot is there's so much thrown at you that you just get overwhelmed as a new agent. If there was a way to break it down.
How as a new agent can I get listings right now?
Good question, Bill.
Got a network.
And sell my own listings. I want to sell my listings. I've never sold my own listing yet in 4 years in the business.
Well, it's
5 years in the business.
Pretty rare. I mean, you've got a lot of competition for your own listing. How many agents are in your MLS?
But there's a coach out there who swears up and down he'll teach you how to get listings and sell your own listings. His clients sell their own listings.
Maybe they don't put them in the MLS. I don't know what they do.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
There's a lot of coaches out there that say a lot of things, but I think if you're a brand new agent, you're not going to like what I have to say, but you have to network. You have to be able to do your quick pitch, an elevator pitch, whatever you want to call it, be able to introduce yourself in a minute or less and instill confidence in them that you're the real estate professional that they should come to, whether buying or selling a home, building, or property in that marketplace. That you're going to look out for their best interest because you and everyone that you know, like, and trust and care about owns real estate in that marketplace. So your job is to protect the equity of the real estate in that marketplace. Most agents don't come at it from that perspective, and you're also going to have to call the for sale by owners and expired. I mean, it's a guarantee that if you go after people who want what you have, and whether agents want to admit it or not, for sales by owners and expired want what you have. They want someone to help them sell their property. They want someone to help them move into their next property or out of state, wherever the case may be, and they have this house that they have to sell before they can do it. So to me, it makes no sense why someone wouldn't want to call that for sale by owner or that expired, because that's the low hanging fruit. Now,
But it's painful.
it's
Painful
only
to hear no.
It hurts to call. It
Yeah.
hurts my feelings when they hang up on me.
it
Yeah.
hurts. You know why though, Dave? Because you care too much.
No,
You
it's
do.
because you go into expecting that if I call this person and they answer, then I've got a transaction. And there's so many more steps before that.
So there's too much weight on the phone call.
Right.
When I call, I expect to win every time.
Yeah, but you're calling a win a listing. You know what a
Right.
win? You gotta make your wins smaller. A win is, does this person
They answer the phone.
warrant the further investment of my time?
Yep.
So you're calling every for sale by owner in your marketplace, and you're saying this one, nope, never call that one again. Boom, done. I don't have to worry about that guy. The next guy, yeah, okay, he's worthwhile. I'm going to call him. It's very rare you're going to list somebody the first time that you talk to him. Now you can if every other agent in town has beat him up, and finally the guy says, you know what, I give up. Come list my house, and that happens. But it usually doesn't. But if your only concern when making the phone call is to that determination whether this person stays in your database or gets deleted, now there's a lot less weight on that call. And it's a win either way, because if I delete this person from my database, that saves me time. I never have to deal with them again. I'm glad that they're gone. And if they stay in my database, or if I book an appointment, that's a win too. So it becomes a no-lose situation.
But Bill, what if I keep them in my database and put them on a drip campaign? Maybe they'll send me a referral.
Well, it depends on that conversation. Like, you know, if you talk to someone on the phone and you've decided, you know what, that guy's a jerk, I don't want to work with a jerk, then you should delete them. But if they seem okay, but they're just not ready, of course you're going to keep them in your database.
So here's something, when you talk about the trust and like, you know, not the first time. So I had a Zillow lead, want to see a property. We generally want to have an office meeting first. We work with any of our clients. And somehow he got confused and he was at the property. He waited for me 35 minutes because I was at the office waiting for him. So I got over there. I meet him. He decides he wants to put an offer on in this house. Immediately, it's also, you know, it's a super low ball offer, which I was like, this isn't going to work. But we're putting this thing together. I jump in. I'm like, I want to. Can I call your lender? I want to get these things in order. I tell the lender, I go, look, I want you to give me his pre-approval for the maximum amount of money that he can get a loan for. And he's like, well, why not for the price of the house? I go, we're not in that market. So then I get a call. 1 minute later, I get a call from this buyer who I literally have known for 8 minutes. I mean, 12 minutes max. There's no relationship, even though we saw a house together and chit-chatted. He calls me, he goes, hey, he goes, why do you need such a high pre-approval rate from my lender if we're putting in this offer? And I go, look, because I want them to know that you can afford more if they decide to counter. If you offer this and they want a higher amount and they don't even see that you can afford anymore, they're just going to say no and move on. I go, at least if they look at this offer and they see there's more money in the bank, they can turn around and counter, and it comes back into our court where we get to say yes or no. And he was like, well, I'm like, you know, he goes, well, and then I'm like, well, let's meet. We'll go over this contract, everything tomorrow. And he's like, well, just send me the contract. And I go, well, do you want to read through this stuff? Do you want to understand? He says to me, is there anything shady about this contract? Now, what's funny about that is he's put me in a category that he doesn't know me well enough to trust me, but he's asking me, someone he doesn't trust, if I'm giving him something shady. And I'm like, no, but, you know, and I said, this is why we like to meet, so you understand all this stuff. And it ends up, you know, we don't get the deal, which I knew. That's fine. But 3 different times, this guy says to me, you know, something about not trusting me or not. And I was like, I told him at one point, I go, look, it's absolutely fair that you're saying this to me. we've only known each other 12 minutes. And that's why we don't like to meet people at houses like that, because you don't understand what I'm offering you and what I'm going to do for you. So you only assume I'm here to make money from you. And it's so different. And you can't, most agents, especially new agents, go from, let me show you this house, to let me find 5 more houses to show you tomorrow so you can pick one of those and we can get a contract. And you haven't built any value. That's my biggest challenge with like meeting people to show houses. It's tough because you've got to do something to build some type of rapport and some type of trust before they're going to do anything with you.
Absolutely, I agree. And I'm a firm believer in buyer's agency agreements. I don't understand why most agents don't do it. But, if you wouldn't list a house without a contract, why would you work with a buyer without a contract? Because it's really the same difference. But, that's a whole other...
Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me?
What?
Well, Dave doesn't even talk to people if they're not pre-approved, which for me, I think that's crazy. I love non-approved people because now I get to give them a win right from the start. Hey, great. Hey, Bill, let me hook you up with my buddy Paul, who's a great lender. And Paul does a good job. All of a sudden, whoa, it was like magic. Like, poof, Dave's gone. Like, hold on. Like, So I don't understand that. Like, hey, call me back when you want to buy a house. You're not pre-approved. Call me back when you're pre-approved. What? If I'm on the other side of that, I'm like, wait, why am I going to call you back? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You want to get him in early. There he is. Poof, he's back.
Yeah, I want to get him in early, and I'm connecting them to a lender right away. I mean, I don't really work with buyers anymore, but when I do on occasion, don't have a pre-approval, they need to talk to someone right now. And I'm not going to say, well, let me know when. I'm going to say, hold on, let me conference you in. I'm going to get Frank from my financing department on the phone right now. And I'll call Frank Stompanato, who I've been working with for 20 years.
I know that name.
He'll take care of him right over the phone.
Right, exactly. And now if you can put someone in contact with someone else that's going to help them, they're going to immediately trust you more. And they're going to, now you've got this 3-way relationship of trust being built. It's so much stronger. And I think less buyers or sellers, let's say buyers, will leave you with that, even without a buyer contract, if you've connected them with the lender, because now there's a 3-way relationship going, and no one wants to tap out.
Yeah.
I think it's wild that I don't know how Dave kills it so much
without blow fuse.
Yeah. Dave, pretty soon Dave's only gonna he's only gonna work with people that have completely filled out RPAs, and that he's just got to sign on page 10, right? Page 10 in California.
Yeah.
Well, if that's what I got to do at the end.
That's right.
But I still think your model of making them meet at the office is silly, because I've got to make them go all the way from one side of the county to the other side of the county to go back to the other side of the county just look at the house.
It's important, man.
Office, but you got to meet them somewhere.
Yeah.
I meet them at the house, and I interview them as I walk through the house.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But do you? And so
I do.
Maybe you do, but newer agents that
I
are
find out where they went to school, what their motivations are, why they're moving. If I know they have kids, if they're planning on having kids, if they don't have kids, are they married? Are they getting married? What's their motive? I find their motivation, and then are they I always make sure they're pre-approved, or they get pre-approved before we even go see the first house.
Have you explained anything that you're going to do with them yet? What your value is? That's the part that's missing.
The value is they get to work with a Dave.
Look, we know that. Like come on, like your reputation precedes you, but what if it's a blind and deaf person that has never seen or heard of you? They're not going to know what to do.
They can fill me up. They can fill me up.
Wow. All right. And he only started drinking right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anything for the sale.
Hey,
I don't know, man.
I think one week we need to have our bloopers. We need to have our real estate mistakes confessions.
Awesome. We could just do a whole show on trying to get this one loaded up. Oh wait, that's actually in the page already. If you go back after, you'll see I live streamed the whole mess.
I saw part of it. Yeah.
I think we almost had the same amount of viewers over there.
Probably had more.
That's true.
They stuck with us.
So, I mean, the hardest thing is like new agents. Helping new agents is so tough, and I don't. The problem. One of the biggest things is, you got to know what to say. But the truth is, especially as a new agent, the real estate piece and the lead generation piece, those are two different businesses, that you've got to learn all at once. And when you combine them, that's when I think that you put yourself in this, you create that expectation of, if I speak to him, he's going to buy something. But it's not that case. There's a whole nurturing process to win a new lead and get them to be a client, and it's a hard thing. I don't think people teach it that way. And it really is. It's different.
Yeah, I mean, what I've learned over the years is go after sellers, because if you have the sellers, you're just going to get the buyer.
Right.
If you've got the listings, you're going to get the buyers without any effort. They're going to call on your signs. They're going to call on even if you're not subscribing to Zillow, your listing's still going to be on there. In Realtor.com, and we're 842 other sites, so you're going to get leads that way, and probably the best is always the sign calls.
Yeah,
so we throw that number 842 out there a lot, or 1,000 with 1,000 other websites. Do we actually ever have a list of 1,000 other websites that it gets listed on?
I've never.
We're just assuming it's 1,000 at this point.
Well, but that's easy because as long as if your MLS has, let's say they have 5,000 people, which is probably small.
Yeah.
At least 1,000 of those people, 25% are going to have their own IDX feed. So there's your 1,000.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that simple. There's your.
I actually do use like some of the larger, well-known company websites out there, and it's like, hey, your listing is going to be on this website. Oh, really? Great. They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
how do you
crazy.
do that? Because they like me. They love me, actually. They want me to come work for them, but I won't.
But going back to your original 4 questions, like location shouldn't matter. Unless she just physically can't get around to the properties. The company doesn't really matter. Because the truth is, if the company's not doing anything for her, whatever she feels she needs, she's got to take, responsibility for herself and figure it out, and if that means moving companies, that's fine. If that means figuring out the deficiencies.
It is so surprising to me that people who stick with one company because that's who hired me first.
Sure. But if we go out of this video and go into the group and say, what's your favorite X, or what brokerage should I go with? The only answers that we're going to get or post after post of what I'm doing, because most people don't have 4, 5, 6 different brokerages to compare.
The question we should ask is, if you didn't work for your company, what company would you work for?
Exactly. And asking the right question gets you the answers that you might want, for sure. That's
because I've long said if I did not work for my company, I would go drink the Kool-Aid.
Really? Century 21, You want one of those jackets, huh?
I do. I want a black jacket like Bill over there.
Look at that.
Camel hair jacket.
That came with his black American Express card.
Absolutely.
He's flying from Arlington Heights down
Oh,
I guess high speed hasn't made it to Indiana yet. He's got mail.
God, there's Dave again. He's gone. Look, poke him. He's like, no, there he is. He's down there. Oh, there he is. Where'd you go? There he is. Look, he's.
I'm back.
And I mean, he's like the only realtor.
We lost Bill though. Bill's talking.
Bill is not lost. He's right there. Like you're the lost one. All right, I'm going.
I know.
There's only 5
I'm
people.
ready to.
Look,
I'm ready to throw my internet out the window.
there's only 5 people watching.
8,
It's
6,
below my
5.
requirements, so I'm handing out. Like I can't. I have a reputation.
All right, you guys have a good night. Bill, Andrew, thank you for being on. Bill, kudos to you for being on. And maybe we'll do it again here very soon when I have better internet than this. And I do appreciate you guys being on. Bill, you're going to be where on Thursday?
Downers Grove at Emmett's Brewing Company. And anybody wants information, just private message me or whatever, and I'll send you the information on it. So obviously it's the Chicago area agents. I'm not expecting Andrew Gavin would fly in for it. But,
no way, man. Aren't you guys gonna have a hurricane? You guys don't have those there?
We are
tornadoes.
The hurricane. Yeah, absolutely. So keep your eye posted on the Weather Channel for that.
No. Nope. Awesome. This has been fun,
always, guys.
Dave.
Bill, I took your advice and I got Dave at DaveWoodson.com back.
It's about
nice.
It's about time. So
I know.
You are now the coolest realtor in Indiana.
I'm so pissed.
That was a foregone conclusion anyway.
So this musician Andy Gavin has AndrewGavin.com. I've tried to buy it from him, and he's just like, nope. Like some people still know me as Andrew, so I'm keeping it. I'm like, fuck. You know, like
it's Gavinator.com or TrophyHusband.com.
I have those.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're not geared towards real estate. Well,
there is NakedDave.com.
Yep.
One's
like more of a. I think so. Yep. I gotta go. I'm out.
See you guys later. Bill, appreciate you guys being on. Any questions, feel free to give me a call, 219-872-8000. We'll be here live next week with somebody. I'm not sure who yet, but we'll be with somebody. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Bill.